With buildings in place and the rough layout sorted, it's time to tackle some infrastructure. So with that, we've got the road, got the single road running front to back, back to front. I mentioned in the last video I'm a bit bored of roads, so we're just going to keep it to the one for it to make sense. And then we've got this train track that goes through that wall, and it's just going to stop just beyond Brickcross Station. So it's just wide enough to get a train in, and we'll treat it as the end of the line station. As you can see, there's some work to do. These are old ballast tracks from a previous layout that we need to get sorted, and we need to fix up the road as well. We've got 24 studs of width, so we can put the 16 in the middle, do the road extenders, a bit of pavement on either side, and it'll look a bit more like that. So we've got here an L gauge standard-ish ballast train track piece, which is one brick, one plate, normal mills, and then we have the train track piece on top of another plate, supported underneath, and that is also raised one plate above the normal mills plate. So when you put that against a regular mills plate, we've got a good distance of height above, with the train track being above the ground level, which looks good. Then we bring in a road. So my roads sit one plate height below mills. You can see that's the mills level, one brick, one plate. The road sits a little bit lower than that, so we've got a realistic curb. I say realistic, it's Lego, but we've got a curb to step down from. But now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates worth of height for a car to get over, and that just doesn't feel right. Like if we do it in with these slopes, just roughly that there and that there, it's not terrible, but it also seems a bit silly. So I think I'm going to make a change. I think I'm going to ditch the standard and go for something that's not flush, not like a tram track flush with the road, but something that's a little bit higher, that's just, so you've got to use one of these to get over it. I think that'll make more sense and it'll look better for my city. So let's get on with that. So I've just taken that ballast plate apart now, the train track there, and all the pieces, and from that we're going to build something else. So I've got a tram line which is used elsewhere in my city, and that's just the actual train track straight onto the base plate, and you see that's now flush with the road. We don't want that. We do want something that's 2 plates higher, I think, so that we can use those to get over it. I think that's a little bit, I keep saying realistic, but it is Lego. More appropriate for my city, I think. It differentiates it from the tram line. It just adds a bit more interest. So that's how we got doing that. So taking the ballast piece that I had before, which is 1 plate higher, and putting that there, and we can see that then does get us to exactly where we want it to be. So I think that is the right height. We don't have a car to hand, but we can imagine. We've got that there, we've got that in front of it, and I think that looks about right. So it's just about getting this, this attached. It should be quite straightforward. So I've just centred this train track 1 plate above base plate into that middle section. Now there is a discrepancy here. This is obviously a 32 wide base plate this is resting on. This is 24. When it goes in the city, we've got some extra room to go underneath the eaves, like underneath the wall almost. So we can use the extra space there, and I'd rather build these to a standard size and then we can reuse them in the future if we need to. So that's the difference there. So I'm just going to use some 1x plate to get that up to the right height for a slope, and then just use some spare slopes. Try and do this one-handed. I think we need one more, don't we? Needs to be too high. I'm just using some spare plate from my 2x2 tray. Now we can put that in there. And there we go. That's now the right height. This is nice and level with that. That's going to take us over there. And then we can finish all this off at the sides. Add some more slopes on the side here. And of course, use more of these slopes on the other side. Yeah, I think that'll do the job. Alright, let's finish it off. We've got quite a big mess, but we've also got a finished crossing plate. Missing a couple of slopes, but I'm certain I've got them somewhere, so we'll deal with that later on. And up against the road, we've got nice and smooth road with a slope for the cars, and we've got nice and flat pavement on either side. I said this is right for my city. It's not going to be right for everybody. But yeah, it works for the location it's going to go. We've got a modular building going here, so the pavement for the modular building will lead onto this bit here as well. And then we'll add some furniture for crossings and things like that. I've got a crossing somewhere. Oh, might need extending, but that will sort of go there-ish, I guess. Ish. Yeah. So now I need to do the train track for the rest of this height, so it all matches all the way along into the station and out through the wall. We obviously won't tile it, we'll ballast it, but get the height right for that. And then I need to rework this road plate. It's the right kind of style, but the crossing's in the wrong place, and it'd be nice to add a drain of some sort maybe, just to add some more detail. And obviously I need to try and dig out some more tiles for those filler bits. And I've got the other road that leads into the wall as well. So still loads to do, but I think that's the biggest problem solved. Yeah, cool. Right, on with the next stuff. And here is the finished road and crossing. Well, we're still missing a couple of pieces, but nothing that we can't fix later. So the road's now even all the way along, the extended pieces, and I've added a drain to each section as well. Even managed to sneak in a Pennywise reference, so if you can see that in there. Also added barriers. Oh. It just came from a train station set that I've extended. Added the Technic ball to the bottom so it sits nicely on the rail, on the road. And we've got crossing at the back with some slopes to make it easier for the minifigures to get across. And at the back there it's going to be the pedestrianised area in front of Assembly Square. I think we're going to put some food trucks in. And then the one in the front takes us across to Boutique Hotel. We've just got the taxi pulled up there, and I need to do some more tiling, but it brings us across to the station. And then speaking of the station, the track's all at the right height now. All the way along. Nicely ballasted. Do plan to add a footbridge going over the track, so I've extended the brick cross station out here with a view to putting a footbridge over to that area at the back. But I'm going to finish or start building Orient Express, so I know what height to make the footbridge, what clearance I need. So there we go. It's a smallish bit of work, but it actually means we can get on now with some more substantial builds. So all being well, the next video here will be me explaining the plan for this coastal area I've hinted at before. And then in terms of projects for the city, we've got this space at the back here. I got the Italian Riviera set for my birthday a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to build that and place it at the back there. And then we can get this finished off leading up to the museum and the seasonal park. Alright, thanks for watching.